Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Welcome to my another vlog. So today I am going to review the Tesla, and I have been using this Tesla Model 3 quite a while. So this is not my car. This is like more like rent car, more like lease or rent, you can say. And I'll show you this. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, the Tesla Model 3. It's a 2023 model, and it's have almost like 30,000 kilometers. And I'm going to review this today after, like, driving a couple of 100 or 1,000 kilometers. Yeah, so it's actually very comfortable car, looks very good. This is have a look at it. Yeah, so from the side profile it's looked like this. Quite sporty car, very sporty. It's like comparable to BMW Model 3. Yeah, I have driven it on the city and the highway both, and I can tell you, it's like the complete details about who should buy this Model 3, and who should buy and who should not buy. Because this video can save you. Very comfortable car. First good point. 5 persons, two at front, including the driver, and three at back, can actually sit very comfortably. Boot space is very good. You have two boot spaces. One is at the back, and other is at the front, and and then it has the computer inside. That is the heart of this Tesla Model 3. So I'll show you in a while, but let's talk about the good points. Yeah. So the heart of the computer that's inside the big screen, and it's very good. I mean, whether you go for adaptive cruise control or you are using the autopilot, it sends the device, the cars around it, the road markings, and all the objects around it. It has a range, so it has kind of a sensors all around, and everything is like getting into the system, and making an image, so you can see your Tesla Model 3 while driving, and you can see all the cars around it, who the cars are overtaking, or someone truck is coming behind. So everything is basically a very in a very good way. It's picturized on the computer, on the screen. So the car senses it, and it's also kind of like little bit of intelligence systems, embedded systems are there, so quite a little bit technical. But the good thing is that it's like, on the highway, it's whether you are driving at a speed of 200 kilometers or to 50, couple of thousands of lakhs of rupees in Indian currency, thousands of dollars or euros. Yeah, because buying a car for a normal person, it's an expensive, especially when you are uh, experimenting with the EV. So I mean, I didn't buy it, and it's like I'm lucky I didn't buy it, and it's quite expensive also. And the thing is that I mean, it's a different character. When you drive in the city, it has different benefits, but when you are highway, it is totally drastically different. So so you can say that this view is very critical. This is a critical view about Tesla Model 3. It's not a normal view where I will be discussing only the benefits or the advantages or the good points. I will also cover the bad points, and the bad points are really matters a lot. you know so the good points, yeah, good point, it's like good point is very comfortable car, very comfortable. It's very stable, and it's stable, and very stable car, and it has a lot of torque. This is a normal standard variant. So who is this Tesla Model 3 intended for? These are for those who are commuting in the city, like who is going to an office job, or like going for going in the morning, coming in the evening, like 30 kilometers or 50 kilometers a day or 100 kilometers a day. Yeah, so not big distances. So within the city, it's very comfortable, it's very intuitive. So it's like its adaptive cruise and control system or the lane assistance systems are working very well. Yeah, and here the all the merits good points ends, because when you are going, the moment you step it out of the city going to the highway, I mean around highway, around the city where you are living, suppose you are living in a city and you need to go around like 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers around the city, that's okay, that's fine. But if you want to travel 1,000 kilometers, or like 1,200 kilometers, more than anything above 500 kilometers, because since it's a standard model, and the company claims the range of 500 kilometers, but the real world range is very tricky. The real world range is basically around 300 kilometers. Now this also depends upon the what set of tires you are driving in. So if you are driving with the winter tires, it gives the range of around 300 kilometers. Yes, the real world range if you are on highway. And if you are having the summer tires, then it gives the range of between 300 to 350 kilometers based on your driving style. Now based on the driving style, I mean, if you are kind of a person who quickly wants to get to the higher speeds, and press the accelerator, you press the accelerator and you quickly want to jump to the speed of 100, then the the battery will uh, used drastically. Basically like a combustion engine. When you press the uh, accelerator and a lot of accelerator, then you get the mileage of the car very very low mileage. But at the same time, if you give the accelerator in a very linear way, then you get more mileage. And the same thing applies to the EVs also. And this is the one of the downsides, that since it's a 2023 model, it's a 2023 model, and this is kind of a the range is reduced with the time. So those who are thinking to buy a used EV, and they want, they expect that the range will be similar to a new model, it's not like that. And it's not like that. It's a wrong expectation from a EV, because it's like your phone battery. So 3 years old phone cannot perform in the same way as a new phone. So suppose today you buy an iPhone, and your battery is like giving the backup of 1.5 days. After 3 years, it will be 1 day, and after 5 years or 6 years, it will be less than 1 day. So this is the same thing applies to EVs also. And replacing a battery in an EV, it's like a heart of the EV car. So replacing a battery is kind of very expensive, and it's not worth it. So whenever you buy an EV, you should be have the points in the mind that the range will be reduced with the time. Now coming to specifically to Tesla Model 3, and I have told you the real world range of the car, and that's the biggest drawback of the Tesla Model 3. Because you need to if you are, though they are superchargers mostly, but like if you go for 500 kilometers, then be ready to stop at each and every after each and every 1.5 or 2 hours. Yeah, so after each and every 2 hours approximately, or 1.5 hour, you need to stop to charge the batteries. And this is where you know, it's the journey is like, you get irritated a little bit if you are in a hurry. Like if you can stop after every half an hour, then it's fine. you know after if you can stop after every 1.5 hour or 2 hours, then it's fine. The EV is for you. But if you cannot stop after every 2 hours or 1.5 hour, then EV is not for you. I mean, this kind of behavior of the EVs you can expect from all the EVs, because it's the same concept. You have a battery under the car, you have the two motors, or single motor or dual motor, and it can perform, it can last till the battery is drained. And one more point is very important. Another drawback of the EVs is, suppose you have 100%, you've charged 100% of the battery. Now, last 10%, suppose you've gone from one city to another, so you're going from, like, covering a distance of 600 kilometers, and the EV has a range of, let's say, 300 kilometers. But you cannot use the complete range. That's also a problem, because last 10% of the range you need to keep as a reserve. So suppose you're you have a distance of, like, you need to cover a distance of, your EV has a full charge capacity of giving the distance of, like, let's suppose 350 kilometers. The the you know uh, the best case that you get the on full charge, you get 350 kilometers from your Tesla Model 3. Now, after 300 kilometers, you need to keep that 50 kilometers, that is a 10% of the battery, or 40 kilometers, as a reserve. Because if something happens, you know you still have the battery to, like, you want to go to a charger, but you need to be planned in such a way that when you reach the charger, you should have at least 7 to 8% or 10% in the best case of the battery. Because if something is not working at the charger, at least you have the capacity to go to another charger in the normal scenario. Yeah, obviously you can go to the, you know with the supercharger at 1% also. Yeah, but it's a kind of risk, because it's not a petroleum or a diesel or a gasoline that you can put in a can and fill the car and you can drive it. It's not that, like that. It's electricity. So this is the another drawbacks. Yeah, major drawback of the EV. Yeah, coming to the ergonomics are really very good of this Tesla Model 3. I don't know about other EVs, but ergonomic wise, the shape and the wind drag, they quite research a lot on the shape of the car, and it's quite, it's very good when you are driving it. And it's the road noise is there little bit inside road noise is there, but it's less than other cars. Yeah. And yeah, so that's pretty much the kind of major drawbacks. Yeah, one other thing is that, see, this is the you know see, this is from inside, it's quite basic. So some people don't like it. Now this is what I'm talking about, the inside screen. So this is what I'm talking about, the inside screen of the car. So this is the heart of the computer, and it's very good. There's no doubt about, you know no doubt about this, because this computer is excellent. And this is what I'm saying. So the moment you put it in the gear selector, So now it starts. See, so there is a car in front of it. There is a car in front of it. So this car is sensing. So this is sensing that there is a car standing. So it will sense all the objects as I've described, and it will take the decisions accordingly. So now, for the so you have the options of autopilot. Yeah. So here you have the autopilot. So there it's. I also tried the autopilot, and it's good. It works, but this is a beta version of the autopilot. See, this is the beta version, and somewhere it also misses. So you need to be very attentive. It's not like that you put the autopilot and you want to play the cards. No, it's not like that. Don't expect that from the car. With the autopilot, you once you put the autopilot, yeah, you are a little bit free, but you have to keep your hands on the steering wheel like this and drive the car. I mean, you need not drive the car, but you need to put your hands on the steering wheel. And this is basically this autopilot cannot take independent decisions. So if you put the route in the navigation and you expect that it will turn according to the route, no, it won't do like that. It will be only be driving in the straight line, and only it will stay in the lane if the lane markings are there. But if the lane markings are not there, then it can miss the lane and put you in a danger. So don't trust it, 100% on the autopilot because of the beta version. I don't know about whether they have another version that is more intelligent than this, but this is the beta version. I have tried it, and it's okay. It's not very good, not very bad. It's just okay. Yeah. And moreover, coming to the downsides, one more downside of the car is that you need to come constantly for like one more downside is when you go on a long trip. So one more downside is when you go on a long trip and you need to constantly bother about the charging. You need to constantly look at the how much charge is there. It's kind of when you use an EV, you unintentionally you need to be have in mind that how much is the charging. I mean, on the long journeys, not within the city. No, within the city, it's quite very comfortable, because within the city you don't travel 1,000 kilometers or 500 kilometers a day. Within the city, you hardly travels 100 kilometers maximum, or maybe 50 kilometers, or maybe 200 kilometers. Still, till 250 kilometers or 300 kilometers, it works very good. There is no problem, no doubt in that. Only problem arises when you are using it continuously or going on the long trips. Like if somebody is taxi driver, yeah, it's he wants to drive in the city, then it's fine for him. He can utilize uh, the supercharging capabilities of Tesla superchargers, and uh, it may be not a problem for him. But who the taxi driver who is going out of the city, or with the family you are going to the out of the city, and you need to travel 500 kilometers, then apart from the other drawbacks that you need to stop at every half an hour, and you know but there is a bothering, there is a it bothers your mind that how much is our battery. That's what I'm talking about. So I hope so that this review will give you a description details about whether you should buy an EV, because the downsides of the what I have talked about Tesla Model 3 is not only about the Tesla Model 3. I think it applicable to all the EVs in the market, whether they are American, Chinese, or Germans, because EV is a EV and it has the same properties. no doubt there is a lot of infrastructure is developing, for the superchargers. But the Tesla and other superchargers are also available, and but the drawbacks are there. And moreover, it's the final verdict is that it's it's not a kind of an innovation. It's a kind of out of the box thinking. Making an EV, it's more like an out of the box rather than an innovation, because it constantly bothers you. And I really don't like it to constantly bother about how much is the charging if I'm traveling 800 kilometers or 1,000 kilometers a day. Then, or if one more big point is, the more you speed up the EV, the more you reach the higher speeds, the faster that it will drain the battery. So suppose you get a at full charge you get a range of 350 kilometers, but if you're driving at 200 kilometers, then you won't get 350 kilometers, then it may be less than 300 kilometers, or maybe 250. It depends. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The driving style is very important. So so it's not meant for sport drivers, who want to drive at high speeds, uh, and they think that they will get the complete range. No, 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 it won't happen. So hope this uh, kind of a detailed review will give you the idea whether you should buy an EV. And if you buy, then you have all the points in the mind that what it it prepared you about the buying a Tesla or not, or any other EV. वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह.